Another week over. It's now Friday the 15th of December, and I've got quite a bit of good news. The first is that the interest rate on uninvested cash in Trading 212 is going up in January. So the current interest rate that I get on uninvested cash in euro is about 1.6%, and from the 11th of January onwards, that's going to go up to about 3.15%. Very nice. The second bit of good news is that my portfolio overall is only about 1% down. Getting very, very close to being in the green again after a long time. Also, during the week, I did a bit of a head count in the portfolio to divide them up by country. So I now know where all of my stocks are from. So I have 6 stocks from Austria. I have 6 stocks from Belgium. I have 15 stocks from Switzerland. And I've lost one. Fairly sure that was Credit Suisse, or I should say Debit Suisse. I have 58 stocks from Germany. 15 stocks from Spain, and I've lost one. 23 stocks from France. I have 44 Irish positions. I've lost one, and 40 of those are ETFs. There is ridiculous laws with taxation on Irish ETFs. You have to pay like 42% even if you haven't sold them after 8 years. It's ludicrous, but I'll burn that bridge when I get to it. I have 1 stock from Isreal, 6 stocks from Luxembourg, 12 stocks from the Netherlands, 131 stocks from the United Kingdom, and I've lost 5. I have 412 stocks from the USA, and I've lost 21, and I have 1 stock from Singapore. So excluding PayPal, which doesn't pay a dividend, I have 730 dividend paying positions. I also added a new stock to the portfolio, Oaktree Specialty Lending. The ticker symbol is OCSL. As the name suggests, it's a specialty lending company based in the United States. I saw another channel on YouTube, Dark Dividend, mention this one, so I thought I'd add it into the portfolio. I think it's worthy of a slot in the collection. Pretty high dividend yield though, 10%, so it's a bit of a risky one. Their profits do look pretty good though, and their debt also looks pretty good, so we'll see what happens. I put €20 into OMV, which is an energy company based in Austria, and I put €20 into net lease office properties, and it immediately dropped 11%, which is always the way. So we'll see what happens with those. So the dividends for the week, it was a good week. A total of 94 dividend payments. On Monday the 11th, there was 12 dividend payments and 2 interest payments for a total of €3.04. On Tuesday the 12th, there was 7 dividend payments and 2 interest payments for a total of €3.82. On Wednesday the 13th, there was 7 dividend payments and 2 interest payments for a total of 75 cents. And this is where I added Oaktree Specialty Lending into the portfolio, and I put €20 into net lease office properties. On Thursday the 14th, there was 12 dividend payments and 2 interest payments for a total of €1.57, and I added €20 into OMV. And today, Friday the 15th, was a big one. There was a total of 56 dividend payments for €20.74. So one of the big downsides of spreading your money out in so many different positions is that when you do get a dividend payment, it's only a few cents. But the goal behind it is, on days like today, if every single one of these dividend payments was €1, or even a little bit more hopefully, it would be at least €56 for essentially doing nothing. But it's days like today that make it feel like it's really worth it. Now the interest on cash usually comes in at about 10 o'clock at night, but it will only be a few cents. But without that few cents, I had 94 dividend payments, 9 interest payments, and the total was €29.97. So when I get the few cents in interest on cash, it will bump it up to €30, which for a week is not fantastic, but it is still very early days in the portfolio. So after this week, I'm now up to €984 in dividends received so far. The realised profit hasn't changed. The number 1 spot in the portfolio also hasn't changed. These are all of my best performing positions. Rolls-Royce is still number 1. Looks to be having a very nice recovery, although I did only put in a few euro. All of my worst performing positions looks pretty much the same as well. Adler Group is still somehow clinging to life, 93% down. All of my largest positions by euro still haven't changed. Realty Income is still number 1. And all of my smallest positions hasn't changed. Although when the cash position of the portfolio gets to about €1,500, I can start reinvesting the dividends again. Focus on all of these ones and start bumping them up a bit. Oaktree Specialty Lending is now my newest position. I bought it on Wednesday. And my oldest positions obviously have not changed. So the portfolio now has €17,000 invested into it and about €1,100 cash position. So it's ticking along nicely. But apart from that, that pretty much wraps it up for this week's summary. So enjoy your weekend and we'll pick up where we left off next week.